Good morning, folks. I hope you can hear me okay. I just wanted to give you some news updates before I go into work this morning. Number one, Biden, our president, had rented 5 vehicles from Hertz while him and his family were on vacation. Now, at the end of their vacation, amazingly, right? Amazingly, they all burnt to the ground. Now, that sounds suspicious to me. There have been threats made to our country concerning Biden and his cabinet and some of the decisions coming out of the White House. It doesn't sit well with a lot of these other countries, okay? Also, sorry, a big reflection, and I know it's confusing and it's distracting, so we'll just take that off, right? Also, on the international forefront, the president in South Korea has sent a warning to North Korea: don't shoot off another nuclear missile. Don't shoot one off again, or we're gonna come with some stuff that you've never seen before. Now, what that means, I don't know. He could be talking out his butt. Okay, don't know. But it's interesting that this is happening right when we know that China and Russia are increasing their nuclear arsenals. Okay. Yeah, that's something to really watch at, right? For those in the Ring of Fire, ooh, it's a bad day for y'all. Uh, Especially if you're on the big island of Hawaii. I would really be paying attention to your air quality and what is going on, because never in history has it been recorded that both Kilauea and Mauna Loa were going off at the same time. The officials have warned about Paley's hair. Be aware of that's probably going to be in places. But it's unprecedented that both of those volcanoes are going off, right? There's a third one that no one's talking about that's off the coast of the Big Island, kind of southeast of Mauna Loa, out in the ocean there, okay? And it looks like it might be a third volcano possibly starting to act up and go off. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that, because that's disturbing. Okay, because let's be honest here. All right, Mauna Loa is the largest shield volcano on the planet. So whenever it does anything, you need to sit up and take notice, even if it's just a small eruption, because what would be considered a small eruption at Mauna Loa would be a major eruption anywhere else. Okay, it's just that big. Okay, it's just that big. So we do need to keep an eye on that. Okay, now, speaking along the lines of volcanoes, there was an earthquake up in Canada, which more than likely was caused by fracking, because there's a lot of fracking wells up in that area. That was a 5.3. It was reported several miles out, and it had a very strong intensity. So if you want to know more about that, you can go on Mary Greeley News. She posted a video about it. But it did shake Yellowstone. Oh, Yeah, anytime anything shakes Yellowstone, hello, we got to watch that, okay? Because that's a big volcano. It might be dormant right now, as far as we know, but with everything that's going on with the sun and everything else, it could come active again. Now, do I think it's going to ever do a major eruption like it did in the past? Not likely. Okay, not likely. I think if it does anything, it'll probably be along the lines of like the Icelandic volcano that went off with just lava flows. Okay, I don't think it's going to just like explode. Um, my opinion. Okay, I'm a truck driver. All right, I don't watch all this stuff. Okay, it's just of interest to me. Some of the things that are coming out about that. Uh, Now, I don't know how things are in your area, but in my area, the price of fuel has dropped. I would encourage you to take advantage of that if it does drop in your area and fill up, your vehicles and your gas cans while you can. Okay. On the freight market, we're still seeing very light freight, which, this time of the year, eh, yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of normal for freight to slow down. It's a little bit early, but it's normal every year for the freight to slow down. That's very normal. Okay. It's just this is very low, and the hotshot market is really being hit hard right now. If you are in the hotshot market, I would highly recommend that you not buy any new equipment. Um, it's not looking good because what's happening is, the hotshot market took off because there was a lot of demand for freight because of the COVID-19, right? So a lot of these companies were selling directly to the consumer. And so the hotshot market really took off because they would be moving 2 or 3 pallets of freight from, the factory straight to a store or straight to a consumer. And that demand has significantly dropped off. Okay. Don't know if it's because everybody's bought everything they want to buy and now they've got excess. Don't know. Okay. Just saying that there's a lot of hotshot companies that are going out of business right now. So even some of the small trucking companies, they're laying truckers off. So whenever you hear of trucking companies laying people off, that's not a good thing. Okay, so I would highly recommend that if you are in the hotshot business, don't buy any new equipment until next year, uh, possibly in the spring when, more than likely the demand for freight will increase. Like I said, every year uh, we have about a 2 to 3 month time frame every year where the demand for freight just drops off. Okay, and that's normal. It's actually very normal for that to happen every year. Uh, it's just a little bit earlier this year, and so we need to be aware of that it is earlier this year. Um, and from what I'm seeing as far as Black Friday sales goes, they were a lot lighter than what companies wanted them to be. Um, so I haven't heard anything yet about Cyber Monday. I haven't heard yet if that picked up some of the slack or not. But it seems to me that because of the higher fuel prices and the higher um, food prices and rent going up and everything going up, 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 right? I think that people don't have as much income to just spend on things. And people are sitting on the money, okay? And I can't blame them for that because I'm doing the same damn thing, all right? Um, there were a lot of really good sales going on, but like everybody else that I know, I had no money to be able to spend it. So, you know, there's that too, you know. Uh, from what I'm reading, there are many companies that are laying people off, which is disturbing to me because normally this time of year is when these companies hire on uh, workers to, for the Christmas holidays, and because they need more stockers and they need more people to run the cashiers and, things of this nature. And instead of doing that this year, they're actually laying people off. So that's not a good sign. All right. So we've been dealing with this now for about 4 months. So I would highly suggest, if you don't have a second income, to consider ways to get a second income and possibly get some passive income. Yeah, it's not looking good, folks. So, with all these volcanoes going off, because right now I think there's 47 worldwide going off. I mean, there's a bunch of them down in South America going off, and of course the Ring of Fire is just lit up like a Christmas tree right now. Be aware that puts a lot of particulates in the atmosphere, and if you have lung issues such as asthma and breathing issues such as that, you need to make sure that on like your breathing machines that you're checking the filters regularly. Do it more frequently than normal, because there's going to be more particulates in the air. So that's going to put more debris in your filter systems, especially like in your house and your breathing machines. So just be aware of that. If you are in an area where volcanoes are going off, periodically go out and double check your roofs to make sure you don't have a lot of ash buildup. And if you are trying to clean that ash off, please, 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 please wear some kind of filter, okay? Because a lot of people are not going to tell you that ash contains little minute little pieces of glass. And if you get that in your lungs, it will tear your lungs up, okay? So I don't want to hear about somebody dying because they went to make extra money by cleaning roofs off, and then they didn't have any kind of mask or anything which would stop those particulates from getting in their lungs, and now they're dying in the hospital because their lungs are full of this material that the hospitals cannot remove, okay? Once it's in your lungs, it's there. All right. So it takes your body a long time to break those down and get them out of your system. So it increases your chances for infection. It increases your chances for respiratory illnesses later on in life, and it tears your lungs up. It's basically you're ingesting glass. Okay. So I can't reiterate enough. If you're working around things of this nature, you need to have the proper mask, and you can find that online, okay? I know if I was doing it, honey, I'd have 2, 3 masks on. Okay, I don't want to take a chance. Okay, but um, just me to you. That's the news that I have today, and I know this kind of went long, but there's a lot of information coming out, and I just feel like you need to be aware and doing some of your own research. And I hope I touched on some of the things that other creators out there are not touching on. If there's anything that you would like me to touch on or research for you, I'd be perfectly happy to do that. Um, but at this time, I'm kind of running against the gun now because I am at work, and I got to go in and clock in and get my day started and go drive the big rig. Yay! So I want everybody to have a blessed day and be safe and bicycle.